Hello, friends. It's me, Potter Turbo. Tonight, as I sit by my fire, I'm going to share with you a couple stories from my upcoming NFT collection. Chumpazoids. So first, I'd like to tell you a little tale of Melvin Gap Shark, Glamtroboff. So, as a youth, he was often in trouble with the law. At the age of 14, he joined a youth gang known as the Busteronies. Their favorite thing was to light cars on fire. So they would go to the gas station, fill up a couple jerry cans of unleaded 76, and they would go down to the street where people would abandon cars, and they'd light those cars on fire and then watch them, I guess, and maybe like take selfies. So, Marvin, I hope you're proud of yourself. Well, they got busted, those Busteronies, and started doing time. Well, Melvin was underage at this point. Melvin was sent in front of the judge. And the judge said, "Melvin, I give you a choice. Volunteer as a firefighting or emergency apprentice, or spend the next 14 months in juvenile delinquency hall." Bleh. Well, as you can imagine, Melvin chose to become a firefighting apprentice. And so the next morning he reported at 0500, that's 5 o'clock in the morning to the layperson. "Damn, this fire's getting hot. I might have to turn down the flames." They immediately put him to the test. They had him scrubbing, folding hoses, and polishing shiny parts of the fire engine. He did all sorts of crap work. But that was where he appreciated the brotherhood that the firemen had, even if they treated him like a sack of cat turds. And so he studied. He eventually passed the firefighter, whatever piece of some test they take. It's probably about like fires. And he found himself with a job as a fire inspector. So when there's a fire, they try to figure out why the fire happened. It was at one of these fire inspections where he met the love of his life. He was inspecting a potential arson, and he was tracing down leads. He traced it down to a restaurant on the south side of town that served nothing but tomato skins and corn shells. It was not a popular restaurant. This place was called Forky's, and that's where he met the love of his life. She was the hostess, so when you went in, you would meet Flossie Jean. From the minute she said, "Welcome to Forky's," prepare to get forked. And he was in love, and they fell in love. But the reason he was there, the potential arson, was traced to Forky's. The accelerant in the arson was a frying oil, peanut oil that had fried tomato skins and corn shells. Man, this fire is hot. I'm gonna turn it down. It is. I might just turn the damn thing off because my arm is. I'm gonna prick my arm with my instant thermometer. See if it's done yet. So anyway, They fell passionately in love. They tried to have children, but his seed was all dried up. Couldn't have children. Melvin and Flossie Jean, they split up. And that first night, he slept all by his lonesome. I mean, he did have some bed warmers, but they didn't mean anything. That first night they were separated, he cried and cried and cried, but he got over it, as they do. Well, Flossie Jean, she wasn't often on the right side of the law, if you know what I mean. She was caught lighting a fire at an old factory. It broke Melvin's heart to see her put away. They hadn't talked or seen each other in over 5 years. He felt a need to connect with her again. He visited her at the minimum security prison, and he went back to visit her every week. They had been separated for 7 years, but he had never forgotten about her. He still loved her. The question was, did she still love him? Well, it sure felt like she did, and so Melvin and Flossie Jean plotted to break her out. So they plotted this out over several months. He got transferred to the closest fire station to Flossie Jean, and he would spend nights studying the layout of the minimum security prison. And when they were ready, Melvin was doing rounds as a fire inspector, inspecting all the fire extinguishers and smoke alarms in the prison. And as he was doing this, she snuck into his van, and he drove out of there, and they disappeared, and no one knows where they went. There is rumor that they are in Canada and are now living under the name Ruggles and Valtrina Kragen Hill Flap Ronk Lerp. Chumpazoids.